High in the mountains, nestled among whispering pines, lay the village of Honora. The villagers led simple lives, their days filled with work and laughter. Among them lived elder Zara, known for her wisdom and kind heart. People from distant lands sought her counsel, finding solace in her gentle guidance. One spring morning, a young man named Thomas arrived at Zara's doorstep. His shoulders slumped with the weight of the world. Thomas, you see, always strived for perfection. He judged himself harshly for the smallest mistakes. This constant pressure left him feeling defeated. "Elder Zara," he began, his voice heavy with despair, "I feel so lost. I don't know where to turn or how to find my way. I try so hard to be perfect, but I always fall short. No matter how much effort I put in, it never seems to be enough." Tears welled in his eyes, reflecting the depth of his inner turmoil and the weight of his expectations. "My flaws haunt me, making me doubt my worth. They whisper to me in the quiet moments, telling me I'm not good enough." Zara listened patiently, her gaze full of empathy. She could see the pain etched in his features, the struggle within his heart. She understood the young man's pain, the self-inflicted torment of seeking an impossible ideal. She had seen it many times before. When Thomas finished, she placed a comforting hand on his arm, her touch gentle yet reassuring. "Thomas," she said, her voice soft yet firm, "perfection is an illusion. It is a mirage that leads us astray. It is in our imperfections that true beauty lies." Thomas looked up, confused, trying to understand her words. He couldn't grasp how flaws could ever be considered beautiful. The concept was foreign to him, yet intriguing. Zara smiled gently. "Come with me," she said, her voice filled with warmth and kindness. She led him to a small shed behind her home, a place that seemed to hold many secrets. Inside, on a shelf, sat two pots, each with its own story to tell. One gleamed, its surface smooth and flawless, reflecting the light beautifully. The other had a crack running down its side, a visible imperfection that couldn't be ignored. "Every day," Zara instructed, "fill both pots with water from the river and bring them back here. It is important." Confused but trusting, Thomas agreed, wondering what lesson lay behind this daily task. Each morning, he collected water from the river, filling both pots to the brim, as instructed. As he made his way back, water sloshed from the cracked pot, leaving a trail in its wake, a path of droplets. Day after day, this continued. Thomas grew increasingly frustrated, feeling the task was pointless and the cracked pot a burden. One evening, as Thomas returned with the pots, he noticed something peculiar. The sun was setting, casting a golden hue over the village, and the air was filled with a serene calmness. Along the path where water had dripped from the cracked pot, vibrant wildflowers bloomed. These flowers were unlike any he had seen before, their colours more vivid and their petals more delicate. The air filled with their sweet fragrance, a scent so enchanting that it seemed to carry the whispers of nature itself. This path, once bare, now burst with colour and life. Astonished, Thomas approached Zara, his heart pounding with excitement and curiosity. "Elder Zara," he exclaimed, "look! The path has transformed into a garden of wonders. Flowers have grown where the water spilled from the cracked pot. How is this possible? What magic is at work here?" Zara smiled, her eyes twinkling with wisdom, and replied, "Thomas, the cracked pot, though flawed, served a purpose. It nurtured these flowers, turning a simple path into a beautiful journey. It brought life and beauty to this path, showing that even imperfections can create something extraordinary. Just like the pot, your imperfections can be a source of unexpected beauty and growth. Embrace them, for they may lead to the most beautiful outcomes in life." Thomas stood there, the weight of his burden lifting. He finally understood. His flaws, like the crack in the pot, were not something to be ashamed of. They were a part of him, and they too could bring forth unexpected beauty. From that day forward, Thomas embraced his imperfections. He no longer strived for an impossible ideal. Instead, he focused on his strengths and learned from his mistakes. He found peace and a newfound appreciation for the unique tapestry of his life, flaws and all.